Want to never run out of rocket ammo? Well, in today's build, I'm going to be showing you how to do that with my brand new ROCKETMAN Zane build. This is LaserBolt, and welcome to today's video, guys. Today, we're going to be taking a look at one of the most OP builds you will ever see, and that is my ROCKETMAN Zane build. Now, the reason why this is such an OP build is due to the fact that you're going to be able to run rockets. Now, the biggest problem with rockets is that you're constantly running out of ammo, and when you run out of ammo and you run multiple rockets, you do not have no more ammo to shoot. But what if I told you you could get unlimited ammo with your rockets and pick any rocket you kind of want to and just go ham on any type of content, whether it be a boss, whether it be, slaughterhouse, slaughter shaft, circle of slaughter, true vault hunter, even true vault hunter mode number 4. It does not gonna matter because you'll never be running out of ammo, and it's such an OP build because rockets are so powerful, and allowing us to extend that power with a couple of anointments that we have is going to even make it more OP. But before I show you the build, I do want to remind you guys about our giveaway. We're giving away 2 free copies of Call of Duty Modern Warfare for the system of your choice. To enter and participate, it's super easy. All you got to do is click the link down below where it says Join Bold Nation, and you guys will be automatically entered. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at this build. We're going to be using 2 trees. We're going to be using the Hitman tree, and we're also going to be using the double agent tree. Now let's get started with the Hitman tree, because this is where we're going to be getting a good amount of weapon damage. And we're going to start off with Violent Momentum. So we're going to go ahead and drop a total of 5 points in here. What this is going to do, it's going to increase our gun damage when we're moving. The quicker he moves, the greater the gun damage bonus is going to be. Now remember, we are firing rockets with this build, so you're going to want to be constantly changing your angles due to the fact that the reload time for your rocket takes a little bit longer. So you want to make sure you shoot the rocket and you move, so not only are you generating that gun damage, but you're also moving and avoiding getting hit. In addition to that, guys, we're also going to be dumping a total of 5 points into Cold Hand. Once we get all 5 points here, this is going to give us an increased reload speed. We want that increased reload speed due to the fact that we are shooting rockets, and rockets take a long time to reload, so we want to make sure that we're reloading very frequently. Now, the key to this is to make sure you're actually getting a kill and then reloading, because I've seen a lot of people, when they play Zane, they play them really wrong. They don't move, they don't know when to do things. This is really important. So you want to shoot your rocket, swap to another rocket, shoot that rocket, swap to another rocket, shoot that rocket, then go back to your other rocket. At this time, you should already have gotten a kill. The next rocket you move over to will give you that automatic super duper fast reload, and you guys should be good to go. Next up, guys, we're going to be dumping a 1 point into the free grenade. So this is going to have your sentinel drop a grenade. We're also going to be dumping a total of 5 points into salvation. Now, salvation is actually pretty cool, which is another kill skill. So after we kill an enemy, our weapon's going to gain a life steal. This is going to give us that extra survivability in this build, and it's going to let us last a little bit longer within the field. It doesn't really matter if you go down with this build, because if you do, you have your rocket in. Pretty much one shot of a rocket is almost a direct hit. It's almost an automatic kill. Next up, guys, we're going to be dumping 1 point into Death Follows Close. And this is ties in all Zane's kill skills, and they gain an effect skill duration. So basically, anything that says kill skill is going to get a better increase in the duration. Next up, guys, we're not dumping a point into Violent Violence, because we already have a point that we're activating from our class mod. But we are dumping all 5 points into Playing Dirty. Now, Playing Dirty, it's once again is another kill skill. After we kill an enemy, the next 5 shots have a chance to fire an additional projectile. Now, since we are using a rocket launcher, this means that some of our rockets are going to be even more potent because we are firing an extra projectile with our specific rocket. So with this build right now, with our class mod, this has an extra shot chance of 75%. So it's almost guaranteed that your next shot is going to have that, extra projectile. So it's really, really cool. Now we are picking up all maxed out good misfortune on here because of our class mod. And once again, this is another kill skill, which is going to increase Zane's action skill duration. So that means our action skill duration is going to be more relatively and more active. So now we got actually, but before we progress through the Hitman, let's just pick up. We might as well pick up our guy here. Let's go ahead and pick him up, and we're going to go and pick, of course, the Sentinel. We're going to go with a Winter's Drone. The reason why we want to go with Winter's Drone is because cryo damage is very effective in True Vault Hunter Mode 3, and we want to make sure we have this equipped, because the more cryo damage, the better we're going to be outputting. And next up, guys, we're going to go with this one right here, which is static field. What static field is going to do, it's going to apply shock damage. And one thing that you guys need to know whenever you're doing circle slaughter or you're playing any sort of high-end content, there are a lot of blue shields. This is going to pretty much bring down the shield. So the way you want to play with this is whenever you see an enemy with a blue shield, just send your drone to target that enemy. Their shield will be completely obliterated by the time you fire a rocket. So you guys should be good to go. So now that we got the hitman tree out of the way, let's go ahead and jump into the double agent tree. All right, so with the double agent tree, guys, we might as well apply our digiclone, and I'll tell you guys what augments we're picking up. But let's get started with the with the actual skills or the abilities here. We're going to be dumping a total of 5 points into synchronicity, once again increasing our gun damage to plus 20 per active action skill. Our action skill is going to be active a long time, because remember, we picked up that nice bonus with our class mod, which is going to make our action skill last a lot longer. So this is going to be proccing very frequently. Then we're going to be dumping a total of 3 points into Prometheus. What this is going to do, it's going to increase Zane's and his digiclone's magazine size. Remember, we are running a rocket launcher, so the more rockets we can carry, the better. And this is just going to allow us to carry more bullets within our magazine. Next up, guys, we're going to be dumping 5 points into Danny Brook. Once this is completely full, it's going to increase our gun damage, which is really cool. It's also a kill skill, so whenever we kill an enemy, the digiclone is going to receive increased gun damage and gain health regeneration. Really important, because our digiclone is going to be playing a very important factor within this build. Next up, guys, we're going to be doing 2 points into duct tape mod. We're going to be dumping a total of 2 points here. And what this is going to do, it's going to allow Zane to, give him a chance to fire a grenade on his first shot when he shoots someone. This is going to be very important, because we are shooting rockets. So having, a possibility of throwing a grenade is kind of cool. Then we're going to be dumping 3 points into pocket full of grenades. This is another kill skill. After killing an enemy, Zane gains a grenade regeneration for a few seconds. This is not extremely important, because we won't be lobbing our grenades ourselves, but our digiclone and of course our sentinel will be, so we want to make sure we keep our grenades active as much as we can. Even though it's not something we're going to be spamming, it's still something our sentinel and our digiclone will be using. Next up, we're going to be dumping a total of 3 points into Supersonic Man. Whenever one or more Zane's action skills are active, he gains increased movement speed for each active action skill. Now, since our digiclone and our sentinel are going to be active, and we need that extra movement speed, because the more we're moving, the more we're going to be doing more gun damage, the better we're going to be off with this particular build. And this is going to allow us to hit that extra movement speed, because our action skills are going to be active quite frequently. Next up, guys, we're going to be dumping 1 point into Boom Enhance. What this is going to do, it's going to allow us that when we summon our digiclone, it's going to consume up to 3 grenades. For every grenade consumed, the digiclone gains increased gun damage, max health, fire rate, reload speed, and digiclone duration. Now, remember how we said we are regenerating our grenades? So this is going to allow us to be consuming those 3 grenades, and also be able to get this proc as often as we can. Then, guys, we're going to be dumping a total of 3 points into Trick of the Light. So what this is going to do, it's going to allow Zane to deal bonus shock damage to enemies that aren't targeting him. So this is going to be really important, because remember, our drone or our sentinel is going to have that shock element. So this is going to get even more enhanced, because technically when our drone is shooting someone, that person's technically not shooting us. So the drone is going to get a buff on this one with that shock element. And last but not least, guys, we're doing double barrel. What double barrel is going to allow us to do, it's going to allow us to clone the equipped weapon for Zane. This is going to be extremely important, because our cloned weapon is going to play a pivotal part for this particular build. So that is the complete skill tree. But with the complete skill tree out of the way, now it's time for us to take a look at our gear. So for our gear, guys, we're running with the following. We're running with the first, of course, is the Face Puncher. And this one has a anointed perk that melee attacks have a chance to apply terror to us. I'll explain why this is a bit important later on throughout the build. It doesn't have to be this anointed terror perk. It could be any Face Puncher will do. But if you do have this, you kind of want to have it set up the way I do, because this is going to allow you to do a little bit more damage than you possibly would if you didn't have terror. Next up, guys, we're running a rocket launcher. Now, the rocket launchers I'm running don't have to be this ones. It could be any rocket launcher that you feel a little bit more comfortable with. But what you want to prioritize here is you want to make sure that your rocket launchers are, the majority of them are cryo. Or if you're running anything like a boss, you want to make sure they're incendiary. But you want to, if you can stack 3 cryos, that would be awesome. Unless the modifier, on Circle Slaughter has like anti-cryo damage. Even though it's still, this is a really potent build. But if you could run triple cryo, you should be good to go here and not have a problem. Now, I have it set up like this just so you guys get a better idea of how it works. And what you're looking for here is a couple things. You want either anointed perks. So if you're running a Terra build, if you get a couple rockets that say that you'll get more damage when you guys, are terrified, that is a bonus. If you get the one that suits fires an extra projectile, that's even better. But you don't have to have them, because remember, we could use our grenade to give us that extra projectile or to give us that extra damage with our weapon if we're terrified. So that's kind of the play you want to go with here. If for some reason you do not have any Terra, you don't like the Terra anointments, you go with anything that gives you a perk whenever your Digiclone is active or wherever your Sentinel is active. Those are going to be beneficial to you guys because our clone and our Sentinel are going to be active the majority of the time. So anything that buffs that with an anointment perk, that's what you guys want to roll with. Now to talk about the meat of this build. So we are running with the Transformer as far as our shield. This is going to give us a ton of shield, but the cool thing about this, it says while terrified, gain ammo regeneration. The more terror you have, the higher bonus you have. So remember, we are going to be applying terror with our, with our face puncher. But what that's going to do is once that terror is applied, we're going to be getting our ammo back. So this is what makes it unlimited ammo for our rockets, because that terror effect is going to be applying ammo. And the way you want to play this is the following way. You want to make sure that when you summon your Digiclone, you summon him when your face puncher is active. Because remember, we picked up the skill that allows his Digiclone to equip the weapon that the character currently has active. So if we equip it when we have the face puncher, he's going to be shooting the face puncher. He's going to be applying terror. In addition to that, he's going to be helping us regen that ammo, which makes it super OP. And that is how we never run out of ammo with our rockets. So those two things are pretty much a requirement in this build. Next up, guys, let's take a look at our class mod. So for our class mod, guys, we're going to be looking for the Executor. And technically for the Executor, you want to look or prioritize anything that gives you extra splash damage, weapon damage, or anything that gives you, rocket damage. That's your main priority here. Now, I have one with 25 weapon damage, and I have, Jacob's weapon pistol damage. Now, I could theoretically swap it off with something that might give me a little bit more splash damage. For example, this one gives me grenade damage. Not too important. I believe I did have one with splash damage, so that's what you kind of want to go with. Or anything that benefits your rockets or benefits the class that you're running. So, for example, these are torque. So if you could get one that gives you extra torque damage, like instead of the Jacob weapons, critical damage, it gives you 45 torque damage. That is what you want to make sure you're targeting. And, that's the more damage you have for your torque and for your weapon, the better off you're going to be with this build. It's not like a super requirement to have, the torque damage, but it is a requirement to have the Executor. Now, as far as our artifact is concerned, I'm running the White Elephant. And the reason I'm running this one is because of the flavor text. Deal melee damage, replenishes ammo. So, as you guys see the synergy here, we're getting ammo back when we're using the face puncher because the terror is going to be applied. It's going to give us more ammo. And we're also going to be getting more ammo when we're dealing damage with our melee. Now, remember, the face puncher counts as melee. So theoretically speaking, if we're chaining our terror and we're chaining our melees, it's going to be giving us more ammo, making us never completely running out of ammo. So those are like the main requirements for this build. Now, the other thing that we're running right here, of course, is our Merv Tackler Hex. This is really cool because on action skill start, it regenerates our grenade. And remember, the more grenades we have, the more damage we're going to be outputting because our Digiclone is going to be consuming those when we call them in. Now, if you had a grenade that gave you like an extra projectile when terrified, or it gave you extra damage when terror, that would be another good setup to go right here. But overall, in general, this is the requirements for this build. All right, so now that we checked out the skills and we talked about everything on what you need to run, let's talk about how you want to play this. So you want to make sure that you first have your face puncher equipped. Once you have your face puncher equipped, summon your Digiclone so he could have the face puncher as well. Then you're going to want to make sure you get a little bit further away, start shooting a rocket because the terror should be already theoretically applied. If the terror is not applied, you want to make sure you at least shoot one enemy with your face puncher. That terror effect will apply to you. Then switch over to your rockets, fire one rocket, switch to the other rocket, fire the other rocket, switch to the other rocket, fire the other rocket. Once you get to the first rocket that you were using, you will then want to reload because you're going to proc that ability that's going to have you reload faster. And it's just pretty much rinse and repeat after that. That's theoretically the way you want to play with this build. And if you do, you will never be running out of ammo and you're going to be killing everything in your way because the rockets are super duper OP. If you have a suggestion of a different rocket we should probably be using with this build, let me know in the comment section below what rocket that is, and we'll try to help you guys get those rockets. Now, this is a play of my build from yesterday that we kind of goofed up a little bit on, but this is the same build for the ROCKETMAN build. Let me know if there's anything you would change in regards to this build. If there is, what is that? And if this video reaches 200 likes, I'll be uploading this build on my Discord channel, so you guys can just download it for yourselves and not have to farm anything. Thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you guys on the next video.